Raise your right hand. You swear or affirm the evidence you're about to present in the matter and hearing should be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Your Honor, are you judging me? And no law is above God's law. So I cannot honor any of your laws. It supersedes every single law that you guys have given me. I am friends with the IRS.
If you enjoy content like this, please leave a like and subscribe because it helps the channel grow. Now let us get back to the video because we have a very entertaining court hearing to cover today. The individual shown here is brought before the court for failing to pay around $2,000 in court-related fees. Her entire defense is based on the claim that she is not a citizen and that she believes a higher law overrides the law of the court. This argument comes despite a history of repeated violations that brought her to this point. The hearing quickly becomes memorable because the judge maintains a calm but firm demeanor while responding to her statements. Watching the judge address these claims in real time makes the situation both educational and revealing. In the end, the court issues a sentence that reflects the seriousness of ignoring legal obligations. Credit goes to court nerds for the original video. I will step in occasionally with commentary, but for now let us dive into this hearing and watch how the attorney and judge address the argument presented.
We're asking that Ms. Lott is incarcerated until the $2,755.40 is paid, Your Honor. And Your Honor, I am asking for attorney fees for today, Your Honor, and even me having to file this motion and continue to, I guess, seek attorney fees from Ms. Lott, Your Honor.
What are you asking for today?
Your Honor, for today, Your Honor, I'm asking for $1,500, Your Honor. And I can provide my affidavit to the court, Your Honor. We had to communicate with the court, Your Honor. I've been practicing law since 2008, Your Honor. I've been in good standing since that time. Your Honor, I charge my client a flat fee of the $1,500 just to try to see, just so we can file this motion for incarceration.
All right, Ms. Lott, raise your right hand. You swear or affirm the evidence you're about to present in the matter and hearing should be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Your Honor, are you judging me?
If you want to call it that, but I assume you want to testify on your own behalf.
Yes, I do. And if the attorney is not going to be sworn in, that is a conflict of interest. And I have filed motions. I filed a quo warranto because I have searched for law licenses and I have not found any. There's been no true judges since 1789. And the United States filed a Chapter 11 in 1933, which lost their sovereignty as a government. So I can't even be heard here. I have asked the court to provide me documentation stating that this is an Article 3 court. I have not gotten anything back from the judge with any type of documentation from the Attorney General, from the Secretary of State. You guys have not had permission to try me, and no law is above God's law. So I cannot honor any of your laws. It supersedes every single law that you guys have given me. I have tried to settle this in court. I have filed a fiduciary relationship, 56. I am friends with the IRS. I have attempted to settle with a $20 money order because there is no money with the court, and everything was sent back. So rejection of payment is payment, Your Honor. And my religion strongly prohibits any satanic laws or rituals, and I cannot serve two masters. So either I don't even know what to do here in this matter, because I have asked to be tried in an Article 3 court. This is not a court of equity. God's law trumps all laws made by man. God also says no man should be judged or you will be judged. This is my religion. I have not broken any of God's laws. I have not committed any crimes. I have not harmed my offspring. I am the first lien holder on my child's estate. So there is nothing that I can do for Miss LaFleur, and I will not be paying it because my God told me not to. He gave me the instructions on what to do, and you guys refused it. You guys refused my quo warranto because it wasn't written in the way that you accepted, but I am not under your laws. I am friends with the IRS. I have sent out my documentation. I have my own contract with myself. I don't have a contract with you guys. I have not signed anything, and I am not a 14th Amendment corporate war citizen. I am a natural person. That is what I have to say.
You have any questions for Ms. Lott, Ms. St. Fleur?
Yes, Ms. Lott, were you present in court for the petition for a legitimation with Tariq Crump?
Ms. LaFleur, can you provide me your...
It's St. Fleur. It's St. Fleur. It's not Little Fleur. We're gonna quote all of these articles, make sure you get my name right. It's St. Fleur.
St. Fleur.
It's St. Fleur. Well, just were you in court? I mean, I'm not sure if any of the articles could tell me, but were you in court?
Questions. I have no further answers for any of your questions. I said what I said. This law does not trump God's law. I'm under God's law, and that's it.
Well,
She spoke for a long time, but did not actually say anything meaningful. The judge manages to keep a straight face, which shows experience and patience from seeing many cases like this. Her statements are scattered and disconnected from reality, and they fail to address the actual issue before the court. While some people express distrust of government authority, that belief does not excuse breaking the law. When someone commits offenses like shoplifting and then ignores court fees, a court has every right to respond. Her argument does not hold weight because the actions that led her here are real and documented. If this were a case of being falsely accused, the discussion might be different. Instead, the court is dealing with someone refusing responsibility for her own actions. The judge listens carefully and allows her to speak, which reflects fairness in the process. This case highlights how personal beliefs do not override legal obligations. In the next part of the hearing, the judge responds firmly and issues a sentence that reflects the seriousness of ignoring the law.
saying you had 10 days to pay this $2,755.40. Do you have any proof that any payment was made?
I have the proof here, and this was sent back to me. This is the money order that I sent to the court.
That's
Your
that
law-
$20 thing you said?
Yes, it is. That is the settlement that is written in your laws. I did send the thing. They sent it back, and refusal of payment is payment. So I will handle it with the IRS from here.
Well, $20 doesn't equal $2,755.40.
Or any court fees cannot supersede to $20, and that is what I paid as a natural person. I don't know about any U.S. citizen. I'm not a U.S. citizen. I'm a natural person and a private American. I've not committed any crimes under God's law. I have not stolen. I have not bear false witnesses. I have not killed anyone. I have not dishonored my mother and my father, and I have not put any man before God, and I will not put any of you guys before God either.
Fine. All right, Ms. Lott, I'm gonna find you in contempt of court for failure to pay the $2,755.40. Order you incarcerated, that is jailed, until you've paid the money.
I will be taking it up with the IRS, and I will be filing liens because you guys do not have liens over myself, my estate, or my child. So
You'll take it up with the sheriff first.
no, I will not, because the sheriff does not have any jurisdiction.
Turn yourself in, or the sheriff will come out and arrest you.
Jurisdiction over me, and the sheriff does not have any jurisdiction over
That's
me.
fine. Once you're released, I'll give you 90 days to pay an additional $1,500 for attorney's fees incurred by the plaintiff for today's proceeding. And I'll ask Ms. St. Fleur to submit the order.
Will do, Your Honor.
And include in that, the sheriff will notify the court when Ms. Lott has been arrested.
Can you guys provide me with evidence that you are Article 3 court and not a military court?
And we'll send you a copy of the order.
I seriously don't understand what her plan was here. Did she really think she could walk into court, play crazy, and the judge was just going to shrug it off because this is exactly what you'd expect a delusional person to say, and the court saw right through it? She clearly wasn't thinking straight, and honestly the sentence was well deserved. She ended up getting 6 months over a $2,000 court fee tied to her shoplifting case, and that's the part that blows my mind. This is a textbook example of victim mentality. Instead of taking responsibility, she leaned all the way into this nothing is my fault mindset, and we're seeing more and more of that these days. People cling to being the victim like it excuses everything, and they just ride that mentality forever. That said, I've got to give props to this judge. He handled this like an absolute pro. No emotion, no back and forth, no ego. He treated it like just another day at the office. He barely said a few words the entire time and let her talk herself into a hole. Completely no nonsense. Honestly, I wish more people were like that in everyday life instead of reacting emotionally to everything. She could have had proper representation. She could have been reasonable. She could have owned up to her mistakes. If she had done that, she probably walks out with a heavier fine instead of jail time. There was absolutely no reason to go to prison over $2,000, but her smugness and arrogance sealed her fate. The judge saw straight through the act and dropped the hammer. And look, maybe prison changes some people. Maybe it doesn't. In her case, I don't even know if it will. She really seems set in this belief that she's above everyone else, untouchable, almost godlike in her own mind. That kind of mindset is hard to break, so the takeaway here is simple. Stay out of trouble and you won't need to pretend to be crazy in court. Own your mistakes. Most people today aren't victims, they have control over their choices. If you don't want to deal with the consequences, don't commit the crime. That's going to wrap up my breakdown. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe, it really helps out a lot. Let me know your thoughts in the comments and what you want to see next. Thanks for watching, and